Well, I just finished the majority of the wiring on the second tender, so what you're going to see here are the two sisters, Unit 1 and Unit 2, in their final, with the fan and the sound systems identical, and the harnessing, or the schematic for wiring is the same, but you can see I got a little long wire here, a little long wire there, some shorter wires here. So I'm learning as I go how much wire to put in there. Now what happens next is I use these connectors, but I cut this off and I just solder them to a plate in the back like that, and then I thread them down through the middle, and then they come forward. So it's all very simple from here out. The hard part's done. If you can look in there, if I turn on my light, maybe you can see. Yeah, there you can see a PC board, kinda. I don't know if I can tell this thing to go there. Yeah, a little bit. Go there again. Go there. Anyway, there's a PC board with 4 pins, and I'm going to solder wires just below them and then jumper them together with solder. And that way, those 4 pins on either side come up to these 4 sockets here, and then from these 4 sockets they get distributed to wherever they go. One of these goes to the smoke power, and the other pair goes off to the motor control board. These two are unique in that they are, one pair is the chuff signal and the other pair is power for the puff and chuff board, which is on the engine. So I'm bringing power over for the smoke, the motor, and the puff and chuff board, and then the chuff trigger. So there's 4 functions, 2 pair each, 8 wires, 4 and 4 coming over, and then the speaker is just plugged directly into the soundboard, which is below. Something I had to do here was kind of split these. I had them straight and I had to kind of spread them out because of the component and angle, but I'm able to plug those in pretty nicely. These were a little different. I had them further out and I didn't realize how big a difference that made, so I'm going to probably start changing my notes and getting a final design on this PC board here. This PC board here was kind of straightforward. I just cut to fit. I have 2 screw holes. I screw it in so it's mounted, and then I solder in these right angle pieces like this. I solder them in like that so they stick up, and then I just put a 4-pin socket down over them with the wires in it. So it's really straightforward. These are left over. I'm going to cut them out. These was what I used to plug the fan in, but now I have an actual supply. Same exact power supply, but it's down on this little PC board, so all the wiring, it's not flaky and a big old hunk of bare wire hanging out with 9 volts on it and all that. So I can cut those off and that'll trim that up. This one does not have that. Okay, there's where the fan plugs in. Power supply is now down here, right? So that was that. So this was the number 2 that I modified. This was number 1 prototype, which I'd kind of kludged, and now I'm updating the number 1 to the number 2 finals, and that's where I'm at. Now I'm going to build the final harnesses for both of those 2, because now I really want to get into wiring this in as good as I can with the clamps and the angle, and understanding that I've got room for the pivot, I've got room for my tender truck to go, and that the chassis system is pretty much dialed and done. I did get some copper wire and I was playing around with trying to create some steam lines. I'm not sure that's what we need, but I had holes in there and I just thought, oh, well, I'll connect the holes and see what it looks like. I did that. Oh, I also, I was just experimenting. I took a piece of copper, polished it up, and stuck it in there as a railing. This railing was rusty, so I tried to polish it up, but it's still rough. And you really don't want to use these 2, and this rod is too thin. I didn't realize it. I should have measured this wire and got this wire in that same diameter. I have a whole roll of it. It's called hobby wire. I don't know, it's buried. Oh no, it's over here. Yeah, it's called hobby wire. It's 18 gauge. I guess I needed 16 to get it right, but I messed up. But it was not expensive. It's $5, and I used it for jumpers on my PC board, so I had dual use out of that. I'm not too worried about it. I do have a thinner copper wire which is what I use for the pickups on the trucks. Yeah, wiring those things. I use a thinner wire. Oh, and I got some gift for my birthday is snap ring pliers from my wife. She's so sweet. I told her what I needed, and she found them and got them. That was great. And then I'm going to shut off my music because it's time for lunch. And I'm going to show you. I know this isn't trains, but I'm so excited. I have a new amplifier. It's from 1980. It's a Kenwood. Yeah, I know. It's a KA87, 100 watt, with the equalizer and fader. It's not real fancy. It doesn't have remote control or anything, so I have to shut it off. But I do have remote control on my CD changer, which holds 100 CDs. That's good for me. These are some old Sony speakers that we got, bookshelf stuff. But my big deal reason I need those snap ring players was I've got this thing working, this old turntable. It's a BIC 980, which is, top of the line for BIC. BIC is not, it's not a hot rod unit, but it's a quality. It's okay. Middle, lower to middle. Anyway, got the turntable working. Ran out of cleaner, got it more cleaner. I know it's not trains, but I can't help myself. I like to share what I'm up to, along with the new train cover and stuff. Okay, that's it. Going to lunch later.